Joining the locker room today is the man that controls the locker room for my great university, the University of Miami. Joining me today is my coach, Coach Mario Cristobal. Coach, how you doing, Coach?
Doing great, brother. Great to be here.
Coach, it is great to be here in Miami, getting ready for that game Sunday against Notre Dame. Coach, everybody's hyped about this. I'm walking around Miami right now, and that's all people are talking about. Talk to me about how you're getting these kids ready to play in that massive game in a season opener.
Well, as you know, the preparation never stops. And this team initially came together in January, right? Because now you have your new signing class comes in, your early enrollees, some transfers, some join you a little bit later, but that's the bulk of your team. And you head into winter conditioning in the fourth quarter program. And then you head to spring practice, and then now we have OTAs, basically, right? And then you have another, dozen or so transfers join your team. And they quickly took to the fact that they understood at Miami, it's about the work. And you mentioned something awesome to the team today about the base, the foundation that was set a year ago.
Right.
They've worked off of that without looking back.
Right.
But they understand the principles and values that you and your brother set here back in the day, and they've taken a lot of that stuff and applied it to their daily. So it's been intense, it's been physical, and Green Tree, never disappoints, brother.
And Coach, and when I talk to the guys, I did talk about that because, we always say, as players, you hear it all the time. Right. Every year's a new year, and it is a new year. Mm-hmm. Record-wise, everybody's 0-0. But there are things that went on last year, Coach, that was, this was as close as we have been to saying, and we've been saying, Miami's back forever. They've been saying it. But last year, it felt close as we've ever felt it as Miami being back. Speak to that, what you went through last year. And I'm talking about starting 9-0, the city just going crazy. What was that like?
Well, there's so much pride. We're all back here because we feel like we all owe Miami. Right. Like we love Miami, you cut us and it's going to be orange and green everywhere. And a lot of work, a roster overhaul, systematic change, cultural advances, all that stuff, and got real hot. And started off great and put ourselves in great position. Like you mentioned, it's been almost 20 years since Miami's been in a position to close there right up until the last week, the last game. And we fell short. So excited about the progress, obviously disappointed in the finish, but a ton to be excited about, again, because of the progress. The starting point of when we got here, how low it was, and how much we've advanced to become a team that now wins double-digit games, a team that is relevant, again, a team that now is on the verge of competing for championships. And I think what our guys have, they have a lot of pride. They've watched so much of your tape, the guys that have been here before that tape, and there's a ton of pride in that, and they're of the mindset, and we help with that is, a lot of people say, is Miami back, bringing Miami back. We look back to take those principles and values and bring them forward, but we're about taking Miami forward.
Right.
Taking Miami ahead. We would rather get to the point where Miami is here as opposed to Miami is back. Does that make sense?
Right.
And that being said, it's because there's so much pride and so much love for the U and everything it stands for, and set by the guys that came a little bit before you, and then your guys, and then the years after that. So last year was a tremendous step for us. It's only made us hungrier and more driven. Roster enhancement continues to go, and that never stops. College football never stops. So we're just grinding and working, and we're not going to stop till it gets done.
Number one question will be Cam Ward being the number one pick in the NFL draft. Is no longer here. What is that quarterback situation like, Coach? And before you even answer it, I want to tell you, Carson Beck and his boys reached out to me as soon as he signed. And I had never met Carson Beck, didn't know. And I got a phone call. I think it was at a basketball game or something. And it was like, yeah, Carson Beck just signed. He wanted to reach out to you. That right there made me a Carson Beck fan. Just because he said, I understand the standard you guys have set. I won't honor that. I'm like, oh, I didn't expect that. That's the kind of joke I want in Miami. Tell me, Cam Ward leaves, you get in, Carson. Talk to me about the quarterback position. What's going on there?
We're really fired up about where it's at right now. Carson Beck has come in, and even though he couldn't participate in the spring, he did participate in all the walkthroughs, the protections, the running game. He was back there taking every rep mentally and systematically. He knows what we do. Very familiar with that. He was, I don't know what his record was as a starter, but at this time last year, Carson was a projected top round pick, and Cam was a projected 5th, 6th, 7th round pick. And a year later, right, Cam gets drafted first, and now we have the ability to work with Carson. And number one is to help Miami win and elevate even more. And then the second part is also he's got a chance to really improve his draft status. He's smart, he's tough, he's fast, he's mobile, super accurate arm, strong arm, really smart, understands protections, and he's a really excellent leader. Like, he leads with example, he leads with competitiveness, he leads by getting in here and grinding on film and helping others understand what he sees, what he's trying to accomplish, and trying to help them be the best they can be. He's been fantastic.
So we saw with Cam, it was bums away. There's some incredible plays. And Cam, he's still making some incredible plays over in Tennessee. What is the offense like this year with Carson Beck?
Well, we evolve. I mean, we ever since, man, we've morphed over, even in our years before this, being at Oregon and then coming to Miami every year. We try to evolve more and more, and the combination of those coaches in that offensive staff room, starting with, of course, Shannon Dawson, and our offensive line coach and assistant head coach Alex Mirabal. It's a tremendous combination, because our run game last year was actually number 3 in the country in yards per carry. We pounded the ball really well, but you're never going to tell Cam Ward not to think what he sees, right? He makes things happen.
Right.
So our expectation is the standard was set last year, right? We were able to achieve being the best offense in the country. Well, that's a new standard. Does it have to look the exact same way? I don't know. It might look better in some aspects. It may not look as, impressive in other aspects. I don't know, but I know that the standard, the system itself, the amount of self-scouting that we've done, right, to evolve from there has been enormous. So we expect to be excellent on offense.
On defense, Coach, some of the games last year, high-scoring games, and put us in a tough situation. What will that defense look like, and how will they attack this?
No doubt. Last year we certainly
a lot
slipped.
of turnover on defense, right? A lot of turnover both in the coaching department and the player department as well. We lost our way last year. We did. We started off really, really hot, and down the stretch we had a tough time getting stops, and it made us play out of character, and we turned the ball over, and ultimately it hurt us. It cost us in the end. So for us, the most important thing is running a system that really fits our personnel. And Corey Heatherman had a top 5 defense at Minnesota, worked with Greg Schiano before that, James Madison before that. And what he runs really caters to what we have personnel-wise. And we went and bolstered the secondary with a bunch of new additions, both at the high school and the portal level, that have really changed our ability to cover down. So we expect to be multiple. We expect to be able to play fast and free. I know he's only been here for 7-8 months as a new coordinator, but man, he does remind you of the old school coordinators we've had here. He's extremely smart, intense, laser focused, man, laser focused. Great teacher, and he gets after it. I mean, he gets at, when you watch practice, he looks like he's one of the linebackers making tackles out there. A defense coach is all about, it's about wanting to, it's about that brotherhood. Everybody has to run to the ball, and you get so much turnover. How do you make that defense gel together so quickly when so many different people have come from so many different places, and they all have to line up right now and play sound, solid football? How do you make that defense come together?
The mother of all learning, the repetition. Reps, reps, and reps. And grab every rep you can possibly get, man. You've got reps on the field, you've got reps in the walkthrough, you've got reps in the film room, you've got reps in the meeting, you've got reps in talking through stuff. You've got to get the cumulative reps until this becomes second nature, and where there's no flinch, there's no hesitation. Because when you train with intensity, with discipline, and with detail, you can play fast and free on Saturdays and Sundays. So that's the goal.
The goal, Coach, and it's the goal to get this team in the playoffs and towards the championship. Coach, we were talking earlier on the field, Coach. And we were talking about leaving Oregon, coming to Miami. Tell me, why did you make that move?
Yeah, I've been away a long time. when I got into coaching, it was always like, man, one day, what an awesome opportunity it would be to be the head coach at Miami. But I never chased it. I never did, and I was really happy out there. We had just won. We had gone through our third straight conference title, had won 2, had won the Rose Bowl, a top 5 team, and we just had our best 3 classes, and we were launching a new facility, a monster NIL right, organization, and things were going well. And when Miami called, Miami is only if you're a hurricane do you understand what that call means, right? Almost like getting recruited by Coach Johnson back in the day. It comes down to this. I've been watching for 20 years from afar. And at the end of the day, I got pissed. Miami had slipped. I felt like, it was getting beat up, a little bit on the field, and it was getting beat up by its own people sometimes, even some of our own. And it was one of those things where I just finally said, enough. Football's never been about a contract for me. It's never been about anything but the game itself, the love of the game. And Miami has done more for myself and my family than I could have ever asked God to give us, man. I live it. I die by it. And when the opportunity came, it's got to be us. It's got to be us. We got to come together. We got to do it. And regardless of the starting point, no matter what we need, no matter how tough those early days and years are going to be, let's go. And so we just go, bro. We just go, and we do it because of Miami. That's what I think we owe Miami, and we are back here because the time is now, and these are the right people, and we're going to work till it's done.
And it's real, Coach. When you say that, it's real. Now, I've sat around here, and there have been places when people come in and they'll speak those words, but you don't feel it when they speak those words, and it's because they didn't go through the whole thing. See, you went through the whole thing, like you said. You were sitting over there watching us work out.
I would watch you at practice. I'd go out there. I watch you red zone one-on-ones. When the coach would leave the field, and you go out there, it looked like you were going to fist fight Benny Blades. And I'd watch the Matt Patchins, the Paul O'Connors, and the Danny Stubbs and Jerome Brown, may he rest in peace. And I used to watch these monsters, and it meant everything. And then getting a shot, I'm like, whoa, how did this happen? You know what I mean? It's like it's everything, man.
You tell the coach, you say, I was sitting like, I can't believe I'll never play at this university.
No doubt. I'll never play. No doubt. I was thinking about not signing him, and I'm like, those guys are big.
Right. But going through all of that, coming, watching it, learning it, looking at it, and now, Coach, you get the chance to give it back. Now, I spoke to the players today, but you get a chance to pour into these players every day. What is that like for you, Coach?
It is, we talked about it out there. We need more people that are good for young people. That's why it's awesome that you're around today. People question why I left here and went to Alabama in 2013. You know why? Because I want to learn from, at that time, the best in the game, from Nick Saban. That move, that was triggered by wanting to be here one day and being able to give Miami my best, right? Trying to go get a PhD in coaching to be able to apply that. But being around these guys every day, what do you see? You see ourselves, right? Yeah. And you realize that, man, how many times were we told, hey, it's going to go by quickly. You need to do this. You need to invest in that.
You think it's just an old man talking, and now you the old man talking. You see what I'm saying?
Right? You're bulletproof and invisible at that age. You're Superman. You could do whatever. And I think what's happened here, Mike, is that we continue to elevate the caliber of not only player but mentality that's coming in here. So now, you come here late last night, and there's a ton of people in these offices watching film and getting ahead on studying opponents. There's a ton of guys downstairs getting extra work in the tubs and treatment to recover their legs. So it's you get lost in your craft. You just pour every ounce into everything and anything Miami Hurricane. And brother, I don't know, I'm sure you got a bunch of zippers. I got about 11 on my body from laying it on the line out there or in the stadium. So you pour everything right back. You pour everything right back.
And it's what makes it worth doing it. If you can go and share it with these young men. And it's, as I said to them today, I just want you to have your best life.
That's right.
You know what I mean, Coach? We got our great history, and I was telling Coach, I wish I would have done more. Everywhere I played, you will hear people say, "He's the hardest worker," and I'm sitting there saying, "Damn, I should have done more." You know what I mean? Because when it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, it's gone, and it's time of your life. I was looking back. I was like, I don't remember. Even in the NFL, I don't remember having a better time than I had right here at the University of Miami. I don't remember in my life when it was a better time than right here. But that's because we were winning also.
That's right.
You know, we were winning and everything was great. Where do you see this team this year, Coach? Because out here, they got everybody. They got us to the championship game now. In Miami, they got us ready to be in a championship game. Where do you see this team this year, and how far you think this team will go?
Well, I think like every year that we've ever played here or coached here, our expectations for ourselves are always going to be higher and more than anything else. And from day one, whether it be Coach Johnson, Coach Snellenberger, may he rest in peace, all the great coaches after that, all we did and talked about was one day at a time, man. You know what I mean? Everybody in college football nowadays has really good players. Don't look past days. Don't look past opponents. Be where your feet are right now, and everything else takes care of itself. The scoreboard will take care of itself, right? Your approach, your mentality as it relates to preparation. Because you know me, I don't ever talk about predictions or prognostication, all that stuff. I just go and pour into preparation. We know we have a great team. We know we're poised to do great things, but it's got to be done. You still got to execute. You still got to avoid the avoidables, right? You still got to come together. You still cannot allow egos to get in the way. You still got to galvanize as a team when injuries occur or adversity hits, right? College football is different now. There's chances that you have and can slip away in a second. You might get it back later. It's go time, right? The foot is on the gas and it never comes off.
Can this team win a championship? And is it okay to speak about that around here? You know, do you guys say, hey, it's okay to dream, the big dream? You know, some people say, well, one day at a time, one day at a time.
Sure.
But is this team capable of winning a championship?
This team is limitless. It is. And the expectation here for us, we all came here to win, not one, but win multiple championships. But we don't, get in the mode of bragging or boasting about what we're gonna do. We're more focused on how we're gonna prepare to accomplish our goals. That's the difference. Do we acknowledge stuff like that? Yes. Do we spend any of our time not looking at our opponent? Hell no. We're laser focused on that and what we're going to do at practice and what we're going to do in Indy and everything else, knowing that all those steps, if done to the highest level, the right way with max effort and intensity, that it will grant us an opportunity to play for what we want to play for.
And that's all you're looking for.
Amen, brother.
Coach. Go get that opportunity and bring that thing home.
Make
You
it
see
great
what
to
I'm
see you,
saying,
brother.
baby? Coach, appreciate you, man. And I
Appreciate
tell
you,
you all the time, Coach, you are our coach, man. I'm so happy. I tell them all the time. I said, man, anytime you need me, I'm coming because we put full support behind everything you do. We know you bleed orange and green. Keep injecting and impregnating them with that orange and green. We love you, buddy.
Love you, brother.
We love
Appreciate
you,
you, man.
Appreciate you, Coach. You too.
Imagine what he would cost NIL nowadays.
Well, I wish we did.